Okay, so there's this really important federal office, one that was created to protect our most vulnerable students. But right now, it's at the center of a political firestorm. We're going to take a look at how the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights is being completely transformed from the inside out, and what that actually means for families all across the country. This whole story, it really starts with just one number: 15. That's his age. But that number, it doesn't even begin to tell you the real story. Think about this for a second. After a full decade in the public school system, a teenager named Devon Price, who has autism, still can't read or write. His family's fight to get him help, well, it's a window into a much bigger story that's playing out right now, in communities just like yours. So yeah, Devon's story is about so much more than just one family's struggle. It's really about a fight for the basic rights of millions of students, and it's a fight that has now gone all the way to the highest levels of our government. This is Emma Miller, Devon's mom, and she isn't just fighting for her son, he's also fighting for his twin sister Danielle. You see, federal law guarantees them something called a free, appropriate public education. That's a legal right, a promise of the support they need to learn. But Emma says that promise, it's been broken, and she is not staying quiet about it. When you look at the Miller family's complaint, the details are just devastating. Her daughter Danielle was bullied so badly she became suicidal. Her son Devon was given an unlicensed aide instead of a properly qualified teacher. And for almost 10 years, the school district just failed to reevaluate their needs. So Emma did what you're supposed to do. She turned to the Federal Office for Civil Rights, the OCR, for help. But what happened next, well, that's really at the heart of this whole story. Her complaint was just dismissed. No investigation, nothing. And the Miller family's experience, their complaint getting dismissed, it's not some random one-off thing. No, it's a huge sign of a seismic shift inside the very agency that was built to protect students like Devon and Danielle. It's literally being hollowed out from the inside. The numbers here, they really tell the story. More than half the staff in the entire Civil Rights Division, just gone. 7 of the 12 regional offices closed. What you have left is basically a skeleton crew facing this impossible mountain of cases. And this is what happens when you make those cuts. In March of 2025, an absolutely staggering 91% of discrimination cases were dismissed without any investigation. To put that into perspective for you, the dismissal rate is usually around 70%. So this isn't just a little shift in the numbers. It's a fundamental change in the entire mission of the office.
Just look at this chart. It really shows the dramatic drop in enforcement. Under the previous administration, the OCR was completing up to 200 investigations a month that actually led to real change for students. This past April, that number was just 51.
And for the staff who are still there, the situation is just dire. One attorney, who, had to speak anonymously, saw her caseload just explode from 60 to 380 cases. She calls the job impossible and says the cases they just can't get to, those are the ones that keep her up at night. But look, these staff cuts are only part of the story. The OCR isn't just being shrunk, it's being repurposed. It's being given a new, very politically charged mission that is a world away from what it was originally created to do. You see, for most of its history, the OCR was basically a neutral investigator. It responded to complaints that came in from the public. But now it's all shifting to what they're calling directed investigations, where political appointees start cases themselves. And the focus is on a whole new set of targets: transgender athletes, gender-neutral bathrooms, and those diversity, equity, and inclusion programs you hear about, DEI. So how are they pulling this off? Well, what's been created is basically a shadow process. There's a new online portal literally called End DEI that sends complaints straight to political appointees. It completely cuts out the career civil rights lawyers who have always handled these cases. Then a new Title IX Special Investigations team starts its own investigations with a huge focus on transgender students in sports. But this new mission isn't just about the new things the OCR is starting to do. It's also about what it's stopping. Protections that have been in place for years, they are now being actively torn down. Just take a look at what happened in Rapid City, South Dakota. After a 13-year investigation, the OCR found that Native American students were being disciplined way more harshly than their white classmates. So in 2023, the school district finally agreed to make changes. But then, just 1 year later, the new leadership at OCR just tore up that agreement. And the reasoning? They claimed that helping Native American students was discriminatory against white students. For Darren Thompson of the Sacred Defense Fund, a local advocate who worked on this for years, you can just feel the betrayal in that quote. He sees it as just another broken promise from the federal government, but this time with a sharp partisan edge. Now, as you can imagine, this radical new direction for the OCR has not gone unchallenged. All across the country, school districts, states, and civil rights groups, they are all pushing back hard. The result has been this absolute tidal wave of lawsuits. Denver Public Schools is suing, calling one investigation retaliatory. The NAACP is challenging that NDEI portal. Teachers' unions, parent groups, and at least 20 state attorneys general have all taken them to court, fighting what they are calling the abandonment of the OCR's core mission. So, all these legal battles, they raise a really fundamental question. What is the future of civil rights enforcement in our schools? When the federal watchdog changes its mission this dramatically, what's supposed to happen next? And that brings us right back to the thousands of families just like the Millers, whose complaints are now just stuck in limbo. For them, this isn't some abstract policy debate. This is about their kids' lives, their futures, and their fundamental right to an education. And so we're left with a question that really gets to the very heart of our education system. When the federal watchdog abandons its post to go chase a new political agenda, who is left to protect the rights of students like Devon and Danielle?